You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Pedasso Show. This show is for ideologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Stuart Pedasso Show. I'm Dave.
I'm Carrie.
And Melissa's on weed assignment.
It's just us. Just the two of us.
I was hoping maybe I would talk Peter into coming today because we were just hanging out. Okay, when I say hanging out, I mean moving a couch. But no, he had stuff to do. He cannot. But he did threaten to come on soon, so
That would be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to apologize up front if you are like sitting here and you're just being polite to me and going, what is that fucking smell?
Oh, shit. Would you have
It
cabbage?
is not shit.
You have cabbage? What?
No. See, you're getting in there. So something weird has been going on this summer.
Okay.
And I apologize for being an old person and talking about gardening for a minute, but tomatoes just aren't really coming along very quickly like they usually do.
Okay.
And I know it's been a lot of rain and that kind of stuff, so I figured, all right, let's try to help it along. So I was going to get this liquid fertilizer that I usually get that's organic, and we went to the Ace Hardware like you do because we try to stay local, and Ace Hardware is a cooperative and all that jazz.
Did I know that? Okay.
Yep. And the only version they had of it, they didn't have the stuff I usually get. They had a different brand that was organic that I'd never heard of. So like, all right, I'll get this. And I didn't pay attention to what it was, but apparently it's made out of fish.
Ugh.
And
Which is actually really good fertilizer.
well, yeah. So I was doing that in the yard. I put it in because we're using. If you're a longtime listener of the Stuart Pedasso Show, you know that I'm using grow boxes. So I was putting the fertilizer in the water that's in the bottom of the grow box, and I was getting some on my hands, and now the smell will not go away, and it smells like an uncleaned aquarium.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. So I've showered. I've washed my hands a couple of times. We have this weird metal contraption that's supposed to get smells off too, and it's less.
It's less. Okay.
And my left hand's okay, but yeah, my right hand, oh man, yeah,
Not
I
so
still
much?
got it. Yeah, not so much gone. So I didn't know if it was noticeable to you. It's totally bugging the fuck out of me because I know it's there.
Okay.
So I probably shouldn't even say anything you wouldn't have known. But
Probably wouldn't have known.
okay, and if
I thought it was the beer.
no, but you would have smelled it downstairs too.
I thought that was the chicken.
Yeah. Can you smell it?
No.
Oh, okay. Because that's all I get. If I turn my head or I get my hand a little too, I was like, oh fuck, it smells like fish ass. So
Nope.
I have fish hands.
Fish hands.
There needs to be a remake
Fish
of the
ass.
song Fish Heads from Fish Hands. Roly-poly fish hands.
Ugh.
Eat them up, yum.
Ugh.
Let's see.
Nastiness.
Breaking news.
No.
We have breaking news.
Breaking news.
That, in theory, will affect the show, hopefully in a good way.
How so? Can't wait.
One of our listeners will be coming to town and be on the show.
Ooh.
I assume he'll be on the show. He doesn't know it yet, but he's listening to this.
Little
so
does he know.
I'm sure he knows.
Does he know he's coming to town?
Yes, he does, because he told me. My dad's coming.
Yay! Hey, Bri.
And he'll be staying here at the
What?
luxurious Dickoff studio.
Nice.
And I think the cat will be mad, but whatever.
I could just see Bri.
Yeah, absolutely. So August 5th through the 12th, he'll be hanging out.
No
and
way. Right before I leave.
So you will be here.
Yes.
When does your schooling end?
We end on the 7th.
Okay. So I still have school, but whatever.
Yep. We end on the 7th, and then I leave on the 10th.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to make sure you get some time in.
Yeah.
with that.
I leave on the 10th.
So my dad's been on the show before. You might not be able to find it because it didn't make the cut when we did The Purge. I'm still annoyed with. But I have the shows. Maybe someday I'll get to posting old shows again. I tried for a little while, but I got shit to do.
Oh, man.
What? What's wrong?
Oh, I would love to have listened to a show he would have been on. I just remember him as a
I can
kid. I
find
could
it.
just picture him. I think he had a skit. Didn't he have a skit being on having a show? Wasn't he a DJ on a skit?
I'm not quite sure.
I
what
just
that
remember your
sentence meant.
dad's skits. I remember doing a skit of your dad's with my friends. Something about a play where there was a director
Oh yeah. No, I know
and
that one.
in
Yeah,
a
yeah.
car and there's four wheels and
Oh, that one I don't know.
yeah, and then
You'll have to ask him.
the director made everybody do things, too high, too low, and people.
No, the one I remember him doing with us when we were kids was with the director one was the person standing there with a broom, fake sweeping, and the kid walks into the room and says, "Mommy, I don't feel so good," and collapses. And then, oh, my baby's sick. I need a doctor. Doctor, help. And then
Oh, I
someone
remember
comes
that
in
one
as-
too.
Yeah, and then cut. It's too fast. You got to slow it down. Then you do it
Yep,
ultra
there's
slow.
that one too.
Right.
Yep.
That's the one. I don't know about the car one though.
Well, there's a car one where.
Okay. Well, we'll have to ask him when he's here on the
that's
show.
right. Yeah. Okay, we will have to.
He,
And then what about the booger and it keeps coming and coming out of the nose? Tracy did that one.
okay.
Yeah, pulling on a.
But this
on a
is
booger.
more audio. In fact, you can trace this back. He is ancestrally, I think I got that word right, if that's a word. If not, I made it up. Ancestrally responsible for the Stuart Pedasso show. So if you don't like the show, one, I don't know why you're listening. But two, if you don't like it and you're listening, blame him for it.
There you
Because
go.
it's all his fault.
I for some reason I just remember when we were up at I think it was Honey Eye Lake. I remember us up there, and I just remember seeing him because there was like a basement place area that we would hang at, and it was a radio show he was doing, and he had and there was a character shit off no shit so, oh my gosh,
I don't know.
sheesh, I don't know. Well, yep. Anyway,
Well, maybe he'll remember.
maybe he will, but yeah.
We did not discuss him coming on the show, but he's staying here, so I'm going to make him come on the show.
Yeah, he doesn't know it yet.
Well, he does now because he usually listens. So he doesn't. So get
I'm
those
gonna have to
warm
make
up
sure I
those
see him
pipes.
before I leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He does have one thing that he wants to do that is not in town proper.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know when that's happening. But we'll make it happen one way or another.
Very
That's all
nice. Very nice. I know he's gonna go to Seabreeze and have Abbott's, right? Doesn't he always do that?
No,
Oh.
you're thinking of Gary, Uncle Gary.
Oh.
No, that's
gotcha.
Uncle Gary who
Gotcha.
has to do Abbott's and then walk on the. Let's not get into that.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that's not. We can.
KK.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's not get into that. Let's see what else. Okay. First, let me ask you, how you doing? I haven't seen you in like a week.
I'm okay. Went and had a X-ray done on my shoulder.
An X-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Did they find anything? What did they find?
Just a little degenerative stuff going on now. I
You
think I have to go
degenerate.
for an
You're a
MRI.
degenerate.
Yeah.
At least your shoulder is.
Yeah, a little bit of rotator cuff stuff
Got that
going
nasty
on.
shoulder.
Nasty shoulder.
If they make you do like band exercises, I have a ton of them.
Oh, I did get some bands.
Oh, okay.
I had them for my knees, and then I'm going to a physical therapist for my hip. I went to see the rheumatologist. So
Welcome to the Old Person's Podcast.
it's
next week,
it's preventative.
next
but
week's
I'm doing
show,
really well.
Ensure versus Geritol, which is better for you?
No, because of it's for preventative because I'm starting to get some pain, and for the psoriatic arthritis, it's being proactive, and I don't want to take pain medication. So I talked him into it. I came in with my own, not data, but I came in and kind of talked him into why I need to go see a physical therapist, because I already have pain and my walk isn't quite right. And then he did a little bit of, checking some things out, and he agreed with me. So he is going to send me to a physical therapist because I don't want to have any damage to my hip yet. And that's kind of how it will progress. So instead of taking Tylenol when it hurts, I want to go build it up and not have pain.
That's why they invented beer.
Nope.
saying.
Because that's the easy way.
No, it's the tasty way.
It's the tasty way. Well, because I like to walk, and I've not been walking. And so since I started walking, it hurts.
Well, that's true. Walking on beer, while doable, it's
So I told him, I said, well, now it's starting to hurt, so now I don't want to walk. And so I'm trying to force myself to be good.
Oh my God, you're gonna get one of those things they have on the TV where you're sitting there with the little pedally thing.
And I refuse. I will not do that. No, they before I got the first knee replaced, that's what they wanted me. No, I won't do it.
Why?
I have to be outside because it's ridiculous. That doesn't do anything.
It's not what they say on the TV.
The TV is wrong. The physical therapist actually teaches you what to do, and then you keep doing it. I still do the stuff the physical therapist taught me for my knees. I'm still doing that stuff. But it teaches how to do it correctly.
Squat
The reason I
thrust.
have pain is because I did something I saw on the freaking phone, and I tried to stretch my hip, and I think I did something wrong to it. So I want to go and get it done. Have somebody tell me what to do right, and then get it fixed.
Okay.
Yeah, because can't mess around.
Because you don't want. You ready for the segue?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yeah,
Here it comes.
I'm ready.
Because you don't want to end up like Lindsey Graham. See what
Yeah,
I did?
loving it.
See what I did?
I was going to ask you about that.
I had nothing to do with it.
Guess who was talking to Lindsey Graham, though?
Why are you asking me?
Wasn't Lindsey Graham talking to Mitch McConnell?
I thought everyone's talking to Mitch McConnell. Isn't that the joke? Everyone said they had 20 minutes with Mitch
Yeah,
McConnell.
that's right.
Supposedly he's in an iron lung or something.
Oh, my God.
Whatever. I mean, that was we have made that point on the show that these assholes are going to die off.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure
Eventually.
they don't spawn the young ones to come up in their place.
Yeah,
which there are.
Well, that's the problem. Who's going to replace?
Well, it's South Carolina, and I think he actually was running for re-election this year. I can
Yes,
check
he
that
was,
out.
because the woman that was going up against him was starting. I don't think she was going to beat him, but was inching closer, or I forgot
this
what it
might
was.
help, depending on who they try to slip in there instead.
Correct.
That is a slight glint of hope there. I mean,
Correct.
the person will be we don't have to get too deep into this. The person will be a Democrat, which is still like whatever. You know, it's not transformative change, but it'll at least it won't be fucking Lindsey Graham.
Well,
Yeah, it's fucking Lindsey Graham because
but a Democrat's not necessarily the worst at the moment.
that's what I said. I'm agreeing with that.
Okay.
I said that it's not going to be anything transformative, but at least it's not fucking Lindsey Graham.
Right.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I mean, he's the biggie. He's one of the biggies that needed to go.
Yeah, he was.
So he needed to go.
Yeah. So now we just got to get Mitch McConnell for them to do something about Mitch McConnell before, I think August 3rd was the date, before they don't have to, they
Mitch,
cannot do the runoff.
Now, Mitch, let me adjust your pillow for you, Mitch.
So is it who they want? They want to get Massey in there. That was the key. Before August 3rd, we can get Massey in
Yeah,
there.
that's
Not that that makes a big deal.
Well,
that's just more of an irritation
It
if we can get Massey in there, right?
look, if you're talking about which all right, so here's the thing. Like, there is no perfect of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And Massey is hardcore good on the genocide issue. He really is. I mean, he's one of the few. I don't care what party he's in.
Correct.
He is good on that. So for him to be in there instead of Mitch McConnell, holy fuck, yeah, light and day.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what he's trying to do.
Yeah. And so-
he is trying to get in there.
Again, like whoever instead of Lindsey Graham. Is it going to be transformative?
There are some
No.
Democrats that are trying to see that, are seeing that now too.
Yeah, he does. I mean, Massey has some really shitty Republican views on things, but when it comes to war, and he's definitely wants this Epstein file thing.
Yep.
So I'll give him that, but it's definitely better than Mitch McConnell, without question. Sure, it would be cool if it was someone who wasn't in either of the two big shitty parties, but that's not the situation.
Right.
So if you're asking me to choose between Mitch and Massey, I would totally take Massey in a heartbeat. No question. In a heartbeat, get it? Or lack of one. That's the case for me. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not like jumping for joy, but I'm like,
No.
okay,
Agreed.
better. You know,
Agreed.
it's better than them both being alive and functioning and in office. I'll give you
Agreed.
that. And there's been some interesting, I won't even say discussion, we'll just say meme or posts or whatever you want to do on social media. Look, man, anybody who's got a problem with folks being happy about Lindsey Graham dying, fuck you. I mean, really, that guy really sucked. He was extraordinarily violent and did, well, maybe not pulling the trigger himself, was really, really involved in many thousands of people dying, including children.
Okay, wait a minute. Our own president was happy when who died? Wait, wasn't he happy when somebody recently died
I don't remember who. No, I'm just I don't remember
Seriously?
who. Who just died? I don't. Yeah, I'll know when you say it. It's just not popping in my head.
Now it just left my head.
I don't
Jesus.
know.
Holy shit. When who died?
Abe Vigoda.
Jesus Christ.
That's all.
Holy shit. It really did just leave my head.
All right, well it'll come back. You'll just blurt it out when we're talking about something else.
The guy who prosecuted him.
Oh, Ken Starr.
No, Ken Starr didn't die.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, no, not him though. The other guy. Jesus, I can picture his face.
Okay.
Who's the other guy who prosecuted him? The first file, Russia. Who's that guy who prosecuted him? The old guy.
Well, I assume I'm sorry, I'm not.
Not Murdoch. Oh,
But anyway,
Muldoon. No,
okay.
Murdoch.
So he was
Muldoch.
happy somebody died.
Ugh.
Yeah, but I don't care what Trump thinks. I mean, he can be happy about whatever.
No, what I'm saying is if he can be happy somebody dies and say it out loud, we can be, anybody can say anybody's
a fucking
happy.
evil person dying. I don't have a problem with that.
Correct. I'm just saying you're free to say it.
In theory, whether he did or not, I don't know for a fact, but in theory, he died of relatively natural causes. So good, he's dead. Bye, peace out.
In
We're all
theory,
gonna die.
they're
knows?
saying it's he went to see, who did he go to see and then he died?
Oh,
Was
I
it
didn't-
Zelensky? No,
You just said Mitch McConnell.
not Mitch.
That's what you said. Didn't he just talk to Mitch McConnell? That's what you
No,
just
I
said.
know he didn't, but I was being funny.
Right.
He just came from
don't-
Ukraine,
Okay. Oh, then maybe he did. But either way, well, again, probably propagating more war.
but he was just talking about new sanctions against Russia.
Yeah, good for him. Goodbye.
Um,
Peace out. You know what's the worst part about him dying, though? I have to admit, and this is going to be a little cheesy of me to say, but I do look. This guy is not radical in any shape or form. I'm not going to even pretend that he is. But I do appreciate Seth Meyers' impersonation of him. I do enjoy that, and so I'm going to miss that. But I know that's a little thing. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to pine over it, but I'm just saying I do appreciate when he does Lindsey Graham. Maybe he'll do it
I don't
one
know
more
if
time.
I've
for
seen
the
it. I don't know if I've seen it.
Maybe he'll do it. Maybe he'll do it one more time for the good old, for as a farewell.
Oh, so I read. I don't know if this is true or not, but you know how BlackRock that's been buying up rental property
Yeah.
and check. Apparently, I read that. I don't know if this is true that they are not looking at New York City anymore because of Mom Donnie's rent freeze.
Yeah, it wasn't a absolute, but it was the guy whining. It was the CEO whining about it. So he didn't actually say we're pulling out of New York City, but he was saying this kind of sucks. That we might not do that anymore. And people are like, "Fuck you, leave."
Right.
But he hasn't actually done it. He just kind of whined about it online.
Keep it
But-
going.
Yeah, I'm saying goodbye, bye,
Bye
motherfucker.
bye.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Don't let the Statue of Liberty hit you on the way out.
Right. Yeah. It's I think it's starting to really dawn on a lot of people what could possibly be if you just stick. I don't know.
We'll see.
It could be too good to be true. But it's really it's pissing some people off. That's for sure.
I was in a meeting yesterday, with it was just relative regular citizens, and there was a representative in there of one of our local city council members. Their legislative aide was in this meeting, and part of the discussion was how, and it had the topic of the meeting was about. Well, the thing we've been working on here is like getting rid of our local utility, our corporate one, for a public utility. And like people are getting $1,000 utility bills.
Yep.
Like for a month, $1,000. And like they know things are fucked up and they're keeping their thermostat down. They're like not leaving the lights on, all that shit. And they're still getting like bills that are triple.
Yep.
Right. And it's totally fucked up. Like there was this big deal where the governor made a big deal that she made sure that people were getting rebates from the money, and it was bullshit rebates. It was like $200 when you've had to pay thousands. But and people were like getting these rebate checks and then getting a letter saying, "Oh, we underestimated your bill for like 4 months. Here's a $700 bill." It's like, so these quote unquote rebates are just getting totally wiped out because this fucking corporate piece of shit utility
Right.
is just hosing all of us. So anyway, that was the discussion, was that people are getting, like, this is hitting their pocketbooks,
Yeah.
whatever, their wallets, however you want to say it, whatever cliche you want to use. This is directly affecting them, and they still won't get off their asses and fight this. It was
Who
real,
won't?
just people. Like, we're trying to reach out to people and say, hey, help us make this public utility a thing. And they're just like, meh. But then they'll go online and bitch about their next gas and electric bill. It's like, bro, we're working on that. They're like, meh. I'm not going to help. I don't know if I sign this petition. So I hope what you just said was correct. But my day-to-day things, like, damn, dude, you're getting $1,000 electricity bill. That's not going to motivate you to get up and do something? Some motherfuckers still not. It's like, damn, bro. What do we got to come and punch you in the face first? I mean, I don't understand what it's going to take for you to actually just sign a fucking petition. Like, that's all you're being asked to do right now.
And people are still just not signing.
No, many are, without question. But no, there's still folks that are still like, nah. It's totally bewildering. Now, at the same time, I was at the public market yesterday for a couple hours getting signatures. And I would just say, I'm working with this group. We're trying to replace our Genie with a public utility. And before I can go on, they've ripped the clipboard out of my hand and they're signing it.
Right.
So I've had that. But there's still some folks out there who just, it's amazing. So hopefully,
So
I'm
where
hoping
are the
you're right.
folks that aren't interested? Where are you running into them?
Both online, because the petition is online, but also when we have it on the clipboard, like I had it, like when we're talking to folks, whether it's at the market or in our other meetings or whatever, just in the public, in the community. You know, it's not, I don't know, the YMCA. No.
They just say they don't want to do it.
Nah, they're like, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm not interested.
Oh, before you even can talk about it?
Well, no, I'll say why.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's that too. You're always going to get that.
Right, right.
Hey, do you live in the city? No, I'm good. And they just keep with it. And we know what the hell. So whatever. Fuck you.
Right, right.
I don't care about that part. I'm used to that. But no, when you tell them why, and there's still folks out there, it's like, dude.
Right.
So
Yes.
here's a local thing. I wasn't planning on going there, but here's a local thing I wanted to tell a story about. I just think this is kind of fascinating. There is a place, we might have mentioned it on the show before, I don't remember. I think we have, but there is a place here in our community that's called 12 Corners. And most cities anyway, or communities, have something like this where there's a whole bunch of intersections that meet in one place and that kind of thing. And in our thing, it's 12 Corners. And it's technically in a suburb, but it's very close to the city line. Now, this suburb has a reputation for being mostly Jewish, but I think I saw some stats. It's 30%. It's probably the highest percentage, but it's not mostly Jewish. It just has a relatively higher percent. And that's fine, whatever. Every Friday, there's this group of folks. They don't identify as being like in the No Kings movement or indivisible, but it's people who really hate Donald Trump, which I'm okay with that. Plenty of reason to hate Donald Trump. No problem with that. And they show up at 12 Corners for like an hour or so every Friday. And I work with a group called Speak Up for Palestine. It's local. And we were, all the players don't matter. So nobody's going to know who those people are anyway. By somebody, we were invited to participate in this thing. And
Yeah.
so we don't go every Friday, but we went a couple Fridays ago. And it really annoys the people who like just want Donald Trump out and then their lives will be perfect again. You know, the brunch crowd, that's their nicknames or whatever. They get really antsy about anybody who's protesting a genocide. I can't tell you why. They just want to rail against Donald Trump. So we just figured, you know, we're going to go to this thing, but we're going to protest. We're going to do our flags and signs and all that jazz right across the street. Still on the sidewalk. It's public space. You don't need a permit.
Right.
We're across the street. We've done it before. It's no big deal. So 2 Fridays ago, which is just over a week because today's Sunday, we did it. And the local, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to get the full name right, but the local like Jewish Federation of Rochester, I think I'm missing a word, who huge, hardcore, strong Zionist group, posted on Facebook, and then like wrote some letter to the editor or something. They probably sent out a press release saying that there's people who are walking to synagogue because it's Friday rush hour toward the after late afternoon, evening, who are terrified of these protesters because we have a Palestine flag, we have Palestinian flags and shit like that. We don't even talk to them. To be honest with you, I didn't even notice they were walking by, to be honest with you. But they, as professional victims as they are, they made it sound like that we were stabbing them with flagpoles and just horror, just spitting on them. And they didn't say that, but like they were acting like that's the kind of, we're just sitting there with our flags and our signs, and we were talking to each other. We weren't even chanting, to be honest with you. So there's a couple shitty ass corporate news outlets that picked up on the story and just talked to people from the Jewish Federation. Didn't come to any of us. Didn't interview any of us. Somehow they're being terrorized. So we went out again a couple days ago, which was Friday. But we were expecting a lot of trouble. We figured this shit was in the news. Now we're getting, because we would get, when we first started doing this like a couple of years ago, there was a lot of folks just giving us the finger and yelling at us and slowing down and rolling their windows and yelling at us. And there's some ugly shit went down. And now it is like 90% positive.
Right.
People honking and thumbs up. And
people are seeing the truth.
Oh, absolutely.
Now.
Yeah. It's totally heartening, right? It's actually good. You still get people giving you the finger on occasion. It's always old crusty white people.
Right.
Yeah. So there was no real serious problem, except this dude shows up with this camera with a ginormous telescope lens on it. I don't know why, but he was right amongst us on the sidewalk, and he's like taking our pictures. And he was muttering something. I didn't hear him say anything, but he was like really trying to be intimidating. Mick, I'm gonna get your face. I'm gonna make sure I get you. Like personally, I don't. Okay, so we're on public, but he was really trying to intimidate.
He wants it for later.
Well, so I mean, when I walked up to him, I started taking his picture, just like, "Here, buddy, how do you like it?" kind of thing. And he actually was really upset that we were taking his picture. It's so these victims
sounds like a Dumb and Dumber.
Well, this is like these professional victims. You can find tons of video out there of like Zionists coming up and like putting their hands on protesters, and then when someone swings at them just to get them off of them, they make themselves fall down like they've been punched in the face and yelling and calling for the police. And it's like, bro, here's the video. Nobody touched you. You came at us. But they this happens all the time. So I just thought it was really funny. And when I took his picture, he was really, oh my God, why'd you do that? And I was like, dude, F you. And so I kind of said, bro, I'm all over the internet protesting and stuff. Post it. Feel free. Just spell my name right.
Right.
I'll autograph it for you if you want. And I kind of put that up on Facebook when I got home.
See that. I saw that, yeah.
I just figured, you know what? Fuck this guy. He's going to try and intimidate us. And I didn't try and find out his name. I couldn't care less. Could not care less. But some of the comments I thought were pretty funny. Somebody thought he looked like Epstein.
That's
Jeffrey
funny.
Epstein, yeah. Somebody was making fun of his feet because he like wore like sandals or something. And it was interesting. I just think it's fascinating. And our thing was totally peaceful.
Yeah.
It was just...
Well, who just went over to the West Bank and was held at gunpoint? Ro Khanna.
I always butcher his last name. How do you say his last name?
Khanna. I think it's Ro Khanna.
Is that, I know it's Ro something. Yeah, he's a representative.
And he was held at gunpoint by settlers, not even the army. They were settlers that held him captive.
Yeah.
What the fuck? And that's what he's saying. I can only imagine how the Palestinian people feel.
And
like these were the settlers.
And the U.S. ambassador, who is American, he's supposed to work for us, so to speak. It's Mike Huckabee, that fucknut, was like, no big deal. Like, dude, just
but look at how they treated the January 6th. How they treated everybody at January 6th.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this guy's a fucking creep, anyways.
Our country is So, well, what is it they said? I read this somewhere, and it's quite I don't know, is apt the correct term. That people wanted. There's so many people that wanted our country to be run like a business, and they basically got what they were being run like we were a venture capitalist, pretty much, where they take you over, they take all the debt, sell you off,
It's been that way pretty much since
Trump's
Reagan.
the chef's kiss.
Yeah, pretty much since
to
Reagan.
drive it into the ground.
But yes, Trump has turned it up to 11. That is for sure.
This is the venture capital. This is BlackRock taking over.
Oh, speaking of turning up to 11, I've got a weird tangent. I was not expecting this one.
And
last week,
and we get fucked
last week on the show
because our pensions are now 401k. They're all tied to the stock market.
I made a reference to something, to an old Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah.
I'm not a strong swimmer. So you had said you hadn't seen it. So I was going to send it to you. Apparently, it is not on the YouTube anymore.
Ooh, interesting.
And Saturday Night Live has almost all their shit up now, which at the beginning, Lorne Michaels was really big on not having shit on the internet. I think finally saw that was the future and you better get your shit up there. But this one is not. And I have a feeling either it was and he got pressure to take it down, or they had just decided let's not put it up there, because the character who says I'm not a strong swimmer is he's on the intellectually disabled side.
Ooh.
So I'm wondering if it got either taken down or not put up at all, just because of I'm not saying this like a right winger, but of being politically correct, and which I'm okay with. I get it, but I was really thinking about this during the week, not obsessing about it, but at various times. Like, so is it? I mean, it is a funny skit, but I'm like,
oh, there's stuff that we had and we watched that would never fly these
yeah,
days.
we've talked about Eddie Murphy's Delirious, which I have the DVD. Yeah. Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Even Eddie Murphy has said, yeah, dude, that was back in the day, and I'm not really super proud of that now.
Well, my friends and I, what did we used to call people botards? Like, oh my God, you can't say that.
Yeah.
Like it comes out so quick and easy. But we used to say that they flew around like it was so easy. Oh my God.
And so it was just I was gonna send it to you, just because you said you hadn't seen it, so that you knew the reference, but I can't find it. So I just thought that was really interesting, and I brought that up. So I was starting to think, okay, suppose Martin Short, the character, was someone without any kind of intellectual disability. Okay, would it be as funny? And I still haven't come to a conclusion on that one yet. Because if it wouldn't be as funny, does that mean making fun of someone like that? I don't think it was actually making fun of some, but being someone without, to my knowledge, an intellectual disability, I don't think I have the right to make that call. But I was thinking about it. Like, does that? And if you've never seen that skit, if you're listening, I guess that's a little bit tougher of a reference. But, man.
But during that time, were people with an intellectual disability around you like that on a regular basis?
Oh, no, that's true. No, absolutely not. We warehouse them. And sometimes we still do.
At school, we had the classroom, because our school had those kids at our school, and we had them. Those were the special ed kids.
And Franklin, at my high school, they were all their classrooms were in the basement, literally.
Ours were at the end of the hall.
Yeah.
And in the wheelchairs and with the helmets.
I had so it was a couple years after I graduated. I actually was an assistant football coach back in my high school, and I was just filling in. The usual guy couldn't do it that year, and I was already coaching JV baseball, so they asked me to sit in. And it was an interesting experience, but that's not the point. But at the beginning of the school year had started, and I had one of the players run in and said, "Coach, you got to help me out." I was like, well, he was really upset. I was like, "What's wrong?" He goes, "You got to help me get my schedule changed." And I'm like, okay, we'll figure this out. What's up? I can talk to your counselor. What's going on? He goes, "Look at my schedule." And I'm looking at it. I'm like, what's up? "My homeroom, it's in the basement." I was like, get out of here, man. Because he thought people were going to think, because his homeroom's in the basement, that he was going to be, at our school back in the day, was occupational education, is what they called it.
Yeah.
For OE, for short.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm an
too.
OE. Yeah. So, yeah, it was, and now I'm talking a million years ago, but there was that absolutely that.
Oh,
stigma
absolutely.
then.
And I think that's why some, I don't know if it's still true today, but when I was first started teaching, I think those kids I was teaching, their parents, when they heard special education, those were the SPED kids, were the kids in OE. So
Right.
it still had that connotation of, oh, you're retarded. Like,
And there's still that, but it's not
because
nearly
grandma
as
and
bad.
grandpa still like there's still people that aren't educated still have that.
Yeah, but it's
And
not,
I don't mean that they're stupid. I just mean that they don't understand
Yeah, well,
that it's expanded so much more.
You
Special
are a
education has.
product of your culture and all that. Of course,
Correct.
absolutely.
So I think there's still people that look at special education as just that small part of that. A special education is so much more than it was when we were in school.
Yeah. I am lucky in a way, because this could have went a number of different ways, and I'm not saying this is a diss, but my upbringing, well, you would know this, I think was where this is concerned, was pretty laissez-faire. I didn't get a lot of speechifying about values. I didn't get a lot of talking to that our family thinks this way, and I was able to develop those. And I've evolved. Look, I can look back and cringe at some of my shit. No but because I wasn't drilled in one certain way, I think it was easier for me to evolve. Whereas opposed to if you grew up in an environment where adults were always drilling into your head certain values, that's harder to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't have that, for better or worse.
Right.
I mean, fortunately, I didn't have adults telling me shitty things. I didn't have adults telling me necessarily awesome things either, I'm not blaming anybody for anything. I'm just saying I had that flexibility where I was able to figure shit out.
Right.
No, I totally can look back and
Yeah.
there is a podcast of this show that will hopefully never be heard.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to get into why, but I'll tell you off. Yeah,
Okay.
but it's along the lines of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And within a year or two of it being up and I evolved and went, oh my God, I have to go get. Okay, here we go. Yeah, sorry about that. We had a little technical thing. No worries.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. And I was done. So that was it. We just segue. That was we just kind of went to places that was not my list.
Oopsie.
No, that's
Oopsie doopsie.
the beauty of the show. But I am, man, this is great when I'm ready to go to anything else. Do you have any? Because I have to get up and get a beer.
You can get me some more wine.
I will do that.
We were just finishing up something and I can't remember what it was.
We were just talking about evolving, how things change, and how attitudes about stuff change. But we don't have to. We can move on. So I will set this table and then I'll walk away to get booze.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, because I have this written down.
Yep.
So I have decided that it might not be every show, but I have it in my back pocket. I just have like a quote question I'm going to throw out there.
Okay.
Okay. You're going to have fun with this one. Remember when I said hold that thought
Yep.
at the beginning before I
Yep.
hit record?
Yep.
So the question I picked up off of somebody, I'm going to make it a little bit more general. If you had, no, let me do it this way. If you right now had $1 million, what would you do with it? And I'm getting booze.
Ooh. Really?
Yep.
First thing I do is pay off my kids' student loans and then their houses. Geez. And then take everybody on a family vacation. And then set up funds for all my grandkids. And then make sure I had enough money to retire on. I don't know.
In these days, would it $1 million be enough?
God, no.
So you ready for part B?
But I'd take it because
Yeah, of course. but
that's all I'd have. I guess I would make sure. You know what I'd really want to do?
No,
is-
wait. Don't say it because here comes part B.
Okay.
Because this is what you really want to do. Okay. Suppose you had all the money you ever want in your life. Now what would you do?
I would.
I did $1 million on purpose first because that way it's a lot, but you still have to prioritize because you can blow through that.
Yeah.
But now suppose you were like, even though Elon Musk doesn't have $1 trillion in cash, he's quote unquote worth it. Tesla stock just needs to tank and he won't be worth $1 trillion anymore. So, but suppose you had Elon Musk kind of value. Now what would you do?
Remember talking to my daughter. One of the things she wanted to do was be. Anyways, I would want some land that I could buy. Get any of my family wanted to live on this land, and so we could all be near each other, and the kids can all be raised with multi-generational. That's what I would do with it.
Some open land on Remington Street. Sorry, local
and
reference.
then I would make sure that I would take care of people that needed to be taken care of.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not even a meme. I mean, it actually
It's a
happened.
silly show. I know it's going to sound really ridiculous, but I watched a show. I think it was on Apple TV, and Maya Rudolph was in it, and she think she was divorced, and her husband was a millionaire or a billionaire, and that's what her job was, to give away as much money as she possibly could to as many charities as she could. But the hard part was to figure out what were real charities and what were scams.
Oh yeah,
And that was the whole show.
Yeah.
And it was real. I think I might have gotten the show correct. It was funny, and it was very warm-hearted in a lot of ways. But there are some really good things you can do with that kind of money. But I would want to make sure my family was taken care of too.
well, with
and
all the
near each other.
money, yeah, all the money.
But that's not necessarily money. I'd want to make sure they had together. I don't know. Like so I want to make sure we have enough place to farm, but so we can control the soil and
No,
all of that stuff. Yeah.
Well, all the money at your disposal. Well, that's what some of the uber rich people are doing. Bill Gates is buying
No
up
shit.
farmland like a motherfucker.
Yep. Because what we're going to be losing next are water rights. What they're going to start charging us next for is water.
Hopefully, that's when the revolution hits. I hope.
Yeah. Well, that's what everybody's going for now. I think that's why everybody's buying land, is to control the water. I don't think they can control the air yet, but that'll come after the water.
Well, when they buy, when I say when they already have, but when they get the right politicians that they've bought in there, they will. They'll get to it.
Well, they're controlling the air by pollution, but I mean, they've rolled back so many EPA regulations that they're polluting again.
It's going to be fascinating. I don't know if it's a good or a bad way. We'll just have to wait and see. Just exactly, let's just assume, let's make an assumption here, although we'll leave it to the fucking Dems to fuck that up, that this is so bad right now, I almost want to say, how the fuck could they lose the next presidential election? But they'll find a way.
The wrong Democrats win, it'll be bad.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. So, let's just assume, and I know I'm making an assumption, it is a Democrat, whoever it is. I am curious to see what they undo of what's being done now. I am curious to see that.
Well,
because there was some stuff Biden did not undo that Trump did for his first term, which was fascinating.
Yes and no. Weren't there things that he tried to do? And
I didn't say everything, but I'd just say there was some stuff that he didn't even bother to try, which I just thought was just as illuminating. So I'm just curious.
Agreed. There were some things, because I think there are, in the Democratic Party, there's some institutionalized, like, this stuff is all money bought.
No, of course.
Our country is way out of control with the capitalism.
So now I'm just talking down the road. I'm just prognosticating.
Correct. And I think that's why it's been pointed out that some of these Democrats are going way harder on some of these other socialist Democrats than they ever went on the MAGA people. So it's quite telling.
That's why they go after the Green Party more than they go after the Republicans.
Then
Absolutely.
let's start looking. I mean, it happened in the Republican Party. Like when MAGA started to come out, like, whoa, you guys are coming after us real hard. So then maybe the Democrats need to be shown for who they really are too. So
I think they are.
And it's so I think maybe even in the Republicans are needs to see this too, along with the Democrats need to see that it's in both parties, and it's the corporations that's the problem. We have a lot more in common than we realize, and all this bullshit, like we'll separate again. It'll happen. It's all cyclical, but we're all being fooled, and they're picking our pockets left and right. And it's the politicians that are getting the jobs later on.
I can connect.
The politicians are getting the jobs later on as lobbyists or whatever the fuck it is. And they know it because there's so much money being put in because of Citizens United. So it's all a game for them. All of these laws are being the price gouging for the groceries are out of control. It's just we have no way to fight back because the politicians are being bought. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Well, I do think that there is a way to fight back. I just don't think
It
most
is,
people will
and-
do it. I don't think most
yes,
people will
I
do
don't know. I think these socialist Democrats like Mamdani, it's a small thing, but it's like a small light at the end of the tunnel. That little itty bitty bit, but we need to see a little bit more somewhere else too, and then somewhere else, and then somewhere else. It can't just be him. You know what I'm saying? We got to see it somewhere else be successful. Something somewhere, and it might not be just a Democratic socialist, but I think just a regular person somewhere winning. And I don't know.
You know what my concern is though? So I remember, if you listen, I think it was last week. If not, it was the week before. I had mentioned I don't have like any super huge problem with Mamdani. I just think the stuff that he's doing is very short term, and I don't think it's
It is.
But let
Very.
me finish.
Yeah.
That's not where I'm going. So my concern is, because it is that, I'm afraid it's going to make some folks a little bit more lackadaisical. Oh, things are turning around now. When, dude, I'm not saying I want this to happen. This guy could go Lindsey Graham tomorrow. Then what's going to happen? All that shit's going to be gone. So I'm just, because it's not really systemic, that's my concern, that folks are going to get lackadaisical. Just like we were talking 20 minutes ago, the frustration in that meeting I was in yesterday, how it's hitting people in their pocketbooks, in their wallets, and it's still not convincing a lot of folks to take action. That's what I'm concerned about. Any little light, I mean, I know shit's on fire now. It might have to be more on fire for people to do what really needs to get done to change it systemically. I don't know. I'm just,
Oh no,
No,
I know it, but
I'm concerned about that.
it's a gradual. So this little bit's going to change some, and then more has to
But
happen
that's
to
what I'm
change
worried
the
about.
rest.
People need to stay on it and not like take the foot off the gas, whatever cliche you want to use. They okay, now see, it's going the right way. I can go back to, I'll use the reference again, even though I hate this one. I can go back to brunch now. I want you. No, you need to keep going. Stay focused. Stay in the streets. Keep getting out there. Eyes on the prize.
Well, here's the thing: they don't give a shit about protesting.
Whatever you do. Actually, you know what? You know what would work better than protesting?
Is not spending your money. They care about your money.
Yep. Is not worrying about stuff so much. Not getting the
Well, that actually is starting to happen when they don't have money to spend.
Wow.
That's what they're finding out. So the like McDonald's and those corporations are starting to realize shit. Whoa, the people aren't spending their money. Like this shit. Like, ooh, we might be in trouble here. Like from what I'm reading, might be not so true, but they're starting to realize we might have done a little too much too fast.
well,
People aren't spending their money.
Well, part of it's that, but part of, at least if you're specific to McDonald's and a few other places, there is a worldwide boycott of McDonald's.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there has been.
Good.
Mostly around BDS, to be honest with you, Palestine.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's part of it, but it could be the other part too, because their prices there is no such thing as cheap fast food anymore.
Oh no, because you
Right.
compare the size of, like, you can go into Chili. I just saw something, they compared a chicken sandwich from McDonald's and a chicken sandwich from Chili's, and for the same price, and you compare them side by side.
Yeah.
It's insane, the difference.
Yeah.
Like, it's craziness. Like, and they're getting away with charging that.
Right.
Nobody's going. Who would? And it's disgusting food. I mean, Chili's isn't that much better, but at least you get more.
At least you get more disgusting food.
Right. I mean, I do know, like, I want to say in the city, the hood, or whatever you want to call it, what used to happen is starting to happen again, where people are selling plates, like neighborhood houses are starting to make food and selling, and, word of mouth. Now that you have Facebook, I hope people don't get in trouble for it, but they're going back to doing stuff like that. Corner stores don't, how they used to sell, they sell food. Instead of doing that, people are doing it out of their houses again, which is probably healthier and better for you, to be honest with you. But the problem will be is, what if somebody gets sick? Still much healthier for the kids, that's for sure.
I would be stunned if someone bought food from somebody's house and if they got sick, if they would like sue, if they sued that person.
No, I didn't say they would.
No, I
I'm
know.
just saying.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That'd be, dude, you'd be a dick. if you did that.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be, don't do that. You're a douche.
But that's probably going to start happening a lot more.
Take your ass to
They
McDonald's.
should.
Better
right?
Take your ass to Hardee's.
Hopefully, we'll start getting together and doing some more of that stuff.
So if I had $1 million, well, I definitely would not walk to the store. I don't want to do any more because there's copyright.
Yeah, what would you do? Turn it around to you.
There's
What would you do?
copyright. I can't do any more of that song because
There you
I get
go.
in trouble. No, if I had just that limited amount, I would do all the bill paying stuff, the house and all that jazz. I would make sure Julia was taken care of. Actually, if I can do a quick tangent, she doesn't listen to the show, so this isn't even me doing this to her. But I had this weird idea in part of my drive to and from work. I'll say this out loud because my mother says it all the time. So it could be relative public knowledge. When my mother dies, we are supposed to sell her house, and my sister and I split what we get after all the bills are paid. So I had this dumb idea. I was like, hey, what if we bought my sister out and then gave the house to our daughter?
Ooh.
Would that entice her to move back home?
Wow.
And my wife and Eve just went, she's not coming back, Dave. Just stop.
Let it
I was
go.
like, I couldn't help it. I was
Let
just,
it go,
I was
let it
driving. I had
go.
nothing to think about. I was thinking about how can I get Julia to come back. So anyway, if I had $1 million, I'll buy Julia a house so she'll come home.
See, I guess my plan was kind of me wanting my youngest to come home.
So anyway, I would make sure Julia's taken care of. I would pay off everything here. Yeah, I would make sure money's set aside and all that jazz. But yeah, I want to find a place I will use a relatively wokish term, in a depressed part of our community. I want to buy a building, and I want to make that building I don't have a name for it. I'm not going to call it a community center, but a place for resources for when people need food, and it can be available to anybody, anytime. I don't care who you are, right? And we'd have stuff there to help people get into some kind of rehab if they're ready for it. A place where just get around all the fucking bullshit. I would start buying all of these abandoned houses and fixing them up and giving them to people. I don't know if I could do that with $1 million. Maybe if I had all the money at my expense, I would start doing that.
Actually, I want to take one of mine back.
You don't have to do that.
No, I
Okay.
also would, because this is something I did want to do. Before I got custody of my grandson, one of the things I was planning on doing, I was about to start looking at houses because they had this Teacher Next Door program where you could buy a house. I think it was a HUD home or something. And if you lived in it for 3 years, they would redo that. Like it's a house they would redo
Yeah.
in certain areas.
Right.
I think it was either teacher, fireman or something. And you had to live in it for 3 years. And then they
Only
paid
3. Nice.
half the mortgage. And I was going to do that program, and then I was going to whatever house that was, I was going to then take that house and then maybe buy another house
Right.
and then rent that house out. But I was going to start like building and then get another house and then rent those houses, like possibly use that as like an investment and rent them to single parent. And only rent them for like however the mortgage was. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't going to make money off of
Right.
it, but just to like break even or whatever and invest in those instead of putting it in the stock market or whatever. But so I can choose like for single moms, because it was really tough for me when I was a single parent. And it's hard for a single parent to, especially a single mom and a single father too. They're out there too, to have to depend on another person. And sometimes you lower your standards because you need help, So I caught myself. Did I do it again?
Yep.
Damn it.
It's all right.
Is it like curled up
I
around my foot?
I don't know, but we've never had this problem before, so I don't know why
normally
you
sit
keep it in
here.
this cord.
I don't normally sit here. That must be why. I think it was.
Is it your long, lanky legs?
They must be
Is
my
that
long
what it is?
legs.
Okay.
That was a thing. The song ZZ Top by ZZ Legs. Wait.
Yes, I
It
know.
is a song.
I know. Yeah.
It is a song, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a story. There was a band that used to play ZZ Top songs, and they played that song, and I apparently got on stage and danced to it.
Apparently?
Apparently, yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
And then my dad heard the story about it and would bring it up all the time when I would, not all the time, but the few times we would all get together.
Sometimes parents do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Dad, of all the stories, that's the
Right,
one you
yes, yeah,
bring up.
I
How I
know.
would get on, and I had these like long heels on and whatnot. Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, wasn't shy that night.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
So I was out
Yours-
with our
yours is-
sheriff's wife.
Don't even be started. Yours is better than mine. My jumping on stage story. It wasn't like Courtney Cox in the Bruce Springsteen video, Dancing in the Dark. It wasn't that, but it was.
Good God.
I got to play the tambourine and sing backup to a cover band's version of "I Want to Rock and Roll All Night" from Kiss.
Nice.
Never have professionally played the tambourine before.
Very nice.
The next day, I had the biggest bruises on my thigh because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was also drunk at the time too, so I probably
I was
didn't-
pretty drunk
yeah,
myself,
pretty
yeah.
drunk. It's usually the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
I still remember that every once in a while. I do have fond memories of that evening.
Yeah, I have.
But where was yours? Mine was out in the middle of was in the country, out in the middle of nowhere. So almost no one around here would know who that.
Oh, mine was out somewhere in Greece or Gates or something.
Oh, mine's Elba.
Oh God, no. Mine was. I don't know exactly which bar it was, but I do know I barely was of 8. No, I was old enough to get in.
Oh no, I was totally an adult.
No, I was an adult. What's interesting is because of how my birthday fell, they were just starting to raise the drinking age around the time I turned of legal age, which fucking pissed me off to no end.
So I didn't fit. So that was if I had $1 million thing. I'm sorry. I wanted because I'm looking at the time. I want to make
Yep.
sure I finish.
Yep,
so,
yep, yep.
so if I had all the money
Yes,
at my
let's do that one.
disposal, I would take the things that are the biggest problems that seem to be stuck that's really stuck within capitalism, and that's what I would. Which is where fucknuts should be. All the fucknuts they should be doing.
The billionaires, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be. I would crank up solar and wind production so hard.
Yeah.
I would do the food thing. I would do with food, making sure it's not as factory. I know there's 8 billion people, but there's way less factory food.
We don't need
than,
as many processed as we do.
Right. I would do that. And around the world, I'm not even just focusing on the U.S. because I
Right.
have all the money, right?
Right.
So I could do that. That's what I would do, and then I'd go to Europe. It's an old joke. Then I'm gonna go to Europe.
You know, have you heard of the what's going on with all the fruit and vegetables going on right now with the
No.
explosive diarrhea?
Oh,
You know what's going on? That all our fruits and vegetables
I don't know the details, but I just know everybody has diarrhea.
Yeah. Do you know what it's from? Because there's a parasite on all our fruits and vegetables that come from human feces. So all our fruits and vegetables
As long
have
as it's
been
not fish feces, because that's what my hand smells like.
they're trying to figure it out. Either they've been watered with water that
Sewage.
was exposed to sewage,
Yep.
or some people are postulating that it could have been the farm workers that don't have adequate porta potties and are defecating on the crops, or there's all these things being floated.
Well, when you cut people to inspect stuff,
There you go.
don't get to
Ding,
know.
ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
Well, who was the Rand Paul, who made fun of some study about the whatever worm and how they mate. And he was like, "Why are we paying money for this?"
This is why.
And so they cut it, and then all of a sudden in Texas, these worms are taking over and eating all the shit.
Yep.
So it's like, dude,
This is
fuck,
why.
This is why we do that study.
That's
you
why we
dumbass.
do. Yep. So apparently you got to cook all your fruit and vegetables right now if you don't want explosive diarrhea.
Maybe I do.
Thanks.
It's my new weight loss
Thanks,
plan.
Doge.
It's my new weight loss plan.
Thanks, Doge, because you saved us all kinds of money.
They didn't.
No shit.
So next week
You should do
is
some bits on Doge.
Pride.
Yes.
So Saturday will be action packed. The next day too, there's not Pride stuff, but there's other things that family things too. So we'll figure out when we're going to do a show. There is a slight possibility there might not be a show next week. It's a little nutsy, but I still want to try. Maybe they're having us go set up our tables for Pride on Friday, but I have to be done by 6. So I don't know. We'll talk, but just letting listeners know, all 10 of you, there's a possibility we may take next week off. Just letting you know. But we'll be doing good things. We'll be priding it up. I'll be swimming in dicks like you do. Stole that line.
Not what I do, but okay.
Well, I don't either, but if you're a pride.
Well, I have new makeup, so maybe I will be.
Do you want to, Carrie? I could arrange things.
Not those kind of dicks.
I know people. Wait, what kind of dicks do you think I would get you?
I don't know.
I wouldn't get you a bad dick. What kind of a friend am I? Come on.
Okay, fine.
I'll
take the
just
dicks.
For that.
I'll take
get
the
your own
dicks.
dick then. Fuck it.
I'll take the dicks. Give me dicks, Dave. Give me dicks, Dave.
No, it's too late now.
I want
I
dicks.
know
Give me
you do.
dicks.
We all know that.
Give
I
me
read it in the
dicks.
bathroom.
Give me
but
dicks.
No, I don't. Get a bag of them. I'll get you a bag of them. How about that?
Give me a bag of
I'll give you a
dicks.
bag of dicks. I like how you say that.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right, we gotta go. Oh, and I'm also I'm trying not to be too annoying to her. I'm also gonna start working on Special K so we can get in. And I have to write bits. I have tons of notes for bits. I have tons of bit ideas, but I haven't done the writing yet. I got to get going with that too. And so anyway, next week may have a show, may not. You always have old shows. You got
It'll be a
Super Deso
surprise.
Radio. I am close. I'd like to think by next weekend I will have a new set of music going into the library at Stuart Burdasco Radio. So there's always shit there that you've never heard before and stuff you have. So you should be listening to that 24/7. It will love you a long time. And I don't know.
Did you say love you long time?
I did.
Nice.
I did. So, well, it's you asking me for dicks is what made me think of it. So,
No, bag of dicks.
it ended up as Baggy Dicks. It didn't start out. Don't make me replay it. So, no, you got tons of stuff you can do at stuartburdasco.com. Tell all your friends. And we will, if we don't see you next week, we're going to see you the week after for sure. Okay? But you got stuff to do. You're totally good. We're not leaving you lonely.
Nope.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
That was a lovely funeral.
Oh, yes, it was. It was sad to see Uncle Joe go, but if you gotta go, it's good to be buried in such a beautiful coffin.
I know I can't afford something that fancy when I die.
Don't you have life insurance?
Oh, I could never afford anything so extravagant.
You need to call Colonial Penn right now. They have affordable rates that anyone can afford. You know Tom has a policy through Colonial Penn.
Our brother Tom? But he's homeless and wanders the streets yelling at crows all day.
That's right. Tom, the homeless guy, has life insurance through Colonial Penn. He took advantage of our unhoused policy. We take almost anything for a low monthly premium. Spare change, twigs, bits of string, the occasional dead animal. So yeah, Tom walks around town yelling at crows and telling people he used to be mayor, but when he dies, he'll have the finest particle board box that Colonial Penn can find. But you won't get coverage if you don't make the call.
Wow, I can't afford bits of string. I need to call Colonial Penn before these damn crows get me. What's the number?
1-800-BAD-CROW. That's 1-800-223-2769.
It's either you or the crows. Call now.